Good evening. This is from Concerned Citizens Media. I have news and some breaking news analysis after the news. News from Concerned Citizens Media. George Floyd Memorial Service was conducted with massive emotional celebration, and he was put to rest next to his mom in Houston, Texas. Peaceful mass protests against police brutalities and for systemic change still continue in many cities across the United States. Calls for dismantling and defunding police departments also growing. The Minneapolis City Council members anonymously 12-0 voted to dismantle the police department as currently structured and cleared the way for restructuring it. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo signed into the law the measures that are intended to reform police tactics and strengthen police accountability. This law will ban chokeholds, fake 911 calls accountability, set up special prosecutor's office to investigate human life loss with police encounters, and release of police disciplinary records, Al Jazeera reported. George Floyd's death is not in vain. Congress is also holding hearings on ending systemic police brutalities, especially against minorities. From international news, Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council got official recognition through proclamation after long-awaited 60 years. Continuous Ethiopians' tireless effort for this recognition was ignored in the past by Ethiopian leadership. Now, they have equal religious recognition in that country. For example, to have representation in the government, collect zakat or funding, set up and manage religious schools without fear of scrutiny or punishment, and so on. Ethiopian Defense Force killed husband and wife at their house in Qellam, Wallagga on Friday, June 5, 2020 at around midnight local time. VOA Afan Oromo reported. Their names are Ashagre Gabayo, 80 years old, husband, and Fantanesh, 60 years old, wife. According to the information obtained from their daughter, her parents' house was surrounded by Ethiopian Defense Force at midnight and commanded them to bring their son, whom they said the member of Oromo Liberation Front. When they answered, they don't know where he is, then Ethiopian Defense Force took them out from their house and shot them to death and left the body until the next morning. Such inhumane killings and other brutalities are becoming common these days under Dr. Abiy administration. This is Concerned Citizens Media, and I have other analysis next to this. The Ethiopian ruling party extended its power indefinitely under the excuse of COVID-19. This unrepresentative and unelected Prosperity Party, which is led by Dr. Abiy Ahmed, disregarded all public outcries for reforms and a democratic election, declared its grab on power as long as the COVID-19 is in existence and thereafter. Opposition politician parties and the millions of Ethiopians that were eagerly waiting for the election to occur and win it now have been officially nullified by self-appointed Prosperity Party members. According to the experts, all hopes and promises made to millions are now forcibly set aside. Prosperity Party solely determines the fate of Ethiopia and Ethiopians. Any agents of change, prominent political activists like Johar Mohammed, owner of OMN, Kero, Oromo Youth, Fano, Amara Youth, Zelma, Grage Youth, and others might face more life-threatening challenges if they intend to proceed with their original vision of change. Self-government, federation, and other revolutionary demands will be put to rest by Dr. Abiy Ahmed and his security forces, the Ethiopian Defense Force, Special Police, and the militia. Dr. Abiy Ahmed and his ruling party already chose to declare war on various parts of Oromia, Wallagga, Guji, Eastern and Western Hararge, and other regions instead of resolving the differences with the traditional negotiation and without bloodshed. Amnesty International organization Human Rights Violation on Ethiopia report, eyewitness coming from remote residents, media reports, and other resources are clearly showing how Dr. Abiy Ahmed is determined to stay in power with whatever means necessary, such as life-threatening tactics or acts, torture, killing individuals publicly, like Mohammed Amin Siraj and Ariti Shununde. These are the two guys brutally killed by Ethiopian Defense Forces. And in case of Mohammed Amin Siraj, his body was left and eaten by the wild animals. Mass arrests and detentions of suspects, especially OLF and other political party supporters, shutting down opposition political party offices, and so on. Dr. Abiy Ahmed has completely turned his back against his own people. He is unaware of who supported and put him in his current powerful position. He hijacked the revolution brought by millions' blood, flesh, and other sacrifices. He and his supporters were given immunity for the crimes they have been part of for the last 27 years. They are repeating the same strategic mistakes, forcing millions to accept their political ideology and their new political party, or face serious intimidation, arrests, or death. Ethiopia is clearly heading in the wrong direction. One-party system that might lead to dictatorship, no accountability for action, and misuse of rules of law. So how can we prevent Dr. Abiy Ahmed adapting like the strategies of Isaias or other Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea or other dictator leadership style, especially just taking the lives of Ethiopians without any responsibility, especially the military is and the security force are just get free hand to kill, to arrest anybody. So these are the strategies to prevent Dr. Abiy Ahmed from becoming a dictatorship in Ethiopia. One, strategies to fight back this injustice and restore or bring the real democracy, justice, freedom, equality, and to stop internal fighting and the grave human rights violation in Ethiopia. One, use previous or create new strategies to force Dr. Abiy government to respect the will of the majority and human rights. Legena or starving the market from getting goods, especially farm products from rural areas, and ban shopping and other services in town and cities. These are Legena especially used during the TPLF ruling time, and it was successful. So it can be repeated this time against Dr. Abiy and these criminals killing innocent civilians. Two, blocking streets and roads to put pressure on transportation services. Strategy 3, increase continuous peaceful mass protests in towns and cities against brutalities and human rights violations. Strategy 4, the diaspora communities are encouraged to support Ethiopians back home through protests, fundraising for the cause, lobbying the United States House of Representatives and the senators for HR 128 again, and a restriction on remittance coming to Ethiopia, challenging Dr. Abiy Ahmed and his supporters whenever they see them on foreign lands like before. When they are shopping or vacationing somewhere, or when they are coming for lobbying foreign government, etc. So especially the DC Gibrahil can be taken as an example during the TPLF regime, and they played a great role in challenging them. So the other thing is the diaspora should work hard to bring the HR 128, which was on hold because of this reform. So the reform is collapsed, and the diaspora should try again to bring pressure on Ethiopia through that bill, HR 128. Strategy 5, be vigilant and record any human rights violation carried out by Ethiopian Defense Forces, police, special security officials, militia, local, state and federal officials, and report them to honest public media, human rights organizations, European Union, and maintain it for future use in the International Court of Justice. So especially this is for domestic people living back home. They are doing it already, so they have to strengthen this. Whenever they hear, they see any violation of human rights, they should record who did it, when it happened, and all the details, and keep the record for future court cases against these criminals. All these strategies and others should be applied against the current ruling party, PP, in Ethiopia, so that they can be forced to allow public voice in governing Ethiopia and in increase accountability for their actions. The fight must continue to prevent one-party dominance and possibly dictatorship formation in Ethiopia. All peaceful living Ethiopians should unite their forces against Dr. Abiy and his surrogates who betrayed the public trust and forcing Prosperity Party into public throats by using publicly available resources in their hands. Declaring power under the excuse of COVID-19 indefinitely must not be ignored with silence. That's all I have for tonight. Please share your comment and suggestion on this presentation or your topic suggestion for future use by my email address birke663@gmail.com. And good night. Enjoy Bob Marley's motivating revolutionary song, Get Up, Stand Up for Your Right. See you on Monday with another topics. So long from Concerned Citizens Media.